Hi, welcome everyone. I hope that everyone's doing fantastic. Some of you had registered for this event about a month ago, so I can understand that a lot of you were waiting for this. I want to start by saying welcome to the session. And I want you all to know that over the past 2 years, this particular series of webinar has helped more than 10,000 aspiring coaches like yourself, to build an actionable roadmap to becoming a successful coach. So the idea of this webinar, the how to become a globally recognized ICF coach, is to help you clarify, or rather help you get clarity on what are the different aspects, what are those things that it takes to become successful in the field of coaching, because it's not just about getting a certification, right? So sit back, buckle up. We understand that you have a lot of pressing questions like, what are the different levels of certifications that are there? How do you get certified under ICF? What is this credentialing process that everyone is talking about? What institution should I choose for that matter? Or I'm already speaking to certain institutions. I've understood some information from the internet, but I still don't know if this is the best information out there, right? So, and most importantly, the most pressing question, right? I have my own goals. I want to become recognized. I want to set up a successful business. I want to create an impact in the world. I want to contribute in other people's lives. These are questions. These are the goals that you have as a coach, right? Is an ICF certification enough to get to those goals, or is there something that I need more? So rest assured, this webinar is specifically designed for helping you find those answers, helping you get to those actionable pointers that you can start applying from day one, right? So a very, very warm welcome to you all. That's number one. And number two, let me pass on the mic to the speaker for the day, Mr. Hemant Lawanghare. Let me give you a quick introduction about him. He's the builder of the world's first master's degree in life coaching and emotional intelligence. And he is the brains behind the Mastermind Life School, Mastermind Life group of companies, which is an ICF partner. So Hemant sir, over to you for the session, and let's start.
Thank you, Rishabh. Today you shall get all the necessary information on why and how to become competent, successful, and contributing internationally accredited professional coach, and not only enhance the quality of your life, but also quality of life around you. That is your clients, your near and dear ones. And the session is not only about becoming a coach, but also about making yourself recession proof and add a cushion to your career with parallel source of respectable income. So we are all hearing, and most probably the world is moving in a direction of recession come depression, and next 2 to 3 years will be challenging for most of the countries in the world. So although India will not be that impacted, but since we are a part of global economy, definitely there will be impact on country like India as well. But yes, so if we have to cushion ourselves with this kind of cycles, these kind of recessions, pandemics, coaching education and becoming a coach is one of the great cushioning available to all of us. So the session covers these 10 pointers. Now, today information is, or the data is at our fingertips, Google. But let us not mistake data for information, information for intelligence, and intelligence for wisdom. Coaching education makes you life-wise. It makes your life meaningful and fulfilling. So what we are going to do, we are going to see what is coaching, why become a coach, and when I say the coach, who is coach? Coach possess life and leadership skill. It is not necessary that you must start a separate organization or a separate practice. Of course, you are most welcome, but it is not essential. You can utilize that coaching know-how, coaching education wisdom, and what life and leadership skills you will develop during this coaching education in enhancing the quality of your personal and professional life. So we are going to see all the aspects related to what is coaching, why become a coach, how to become a coach, how to choose right institute, what are the levels of coaching, how to get the credential. Everything is covered. Of course, Master My Life has its own coaching education program on which also I am going to brief you. But the session is not about the Master My Life coaching education program. The session is having a very broad objective, right? So out of the 10 pointers of the session, 1 pointer is Master My Life program. So this is not a selling webinar like in our campaign what we say. This is an information webinar. After this information, you are free to choose the institute which is right for you, the program which is right for you, not necessarily Master My Life program. So first, let me understand your profile. Are you already a professional coach? And there are a variety of the coaches available in the market, and definitely many of you are not coaches as well. So I'm just launching this poll. Read the options carefully and please respond. Thank you for confirming on my audio clarity. I will appreciate if every one of you will respond to the poll. I give you 10 more seconds to respond.
Go and help them. Not that.
All right, so I'm okay. So I'm not in a position to share the results somehow. You logged in for another device. Okay. So Rishabh, just check who has logged in from the admissions. You are logged in?
I was already there.
No, so you have to exit and join from your personal. Yeah, but now I'm not in a position to access polls. So I request all Master My Life team members to exit if you have logged in from the admissions account and join from your personal account, please. Because now I'm not. Yeah.
So since I have the host rights, I'm sharing the results of the polls. So I've shared them. Is it visible?
No, it is not visible to me because I am host. But yes, if it is,
So we have about 33%, about 9% of the people who are certified coaches. We have about 3% of the people who are not accredited by ICF, but they are professional coaches. We have agile coaches, 3% of them, and we have about 18% people who are coaches, professional and personal, who are practicing coaches, but they're not formally certified. And about 67%, which is majority of the audience, is not a coach, neither formal or professional.
Right. So the 2/3 of you are non-coaches and 1/3 of you are coaches in some capacity. Got it.
Correct.
So coaching is essentially life and leadership skills. Simple. Of course, it is a profession, but most of the coaches in the world do coaching in parallel with their existing job or business. 80% of the coaches, and the 20% of the coaches are full-fledged, full-time coaches. So why people are in a position to do coaching parallelly? Because when you become a coach, you essentially enhance your life and leadership skill, your management skill, your relationship skill, your conversation skill, your influencing skill, enabling you to flourish in your existing profession, whether it is a job or business. So when we talk about coaching, right, so do not get, say, misled by the common word coaching, wherein the people join some classes or the coaching institute and there are teachers, right? So the coaching, I'm talking about the professional coaching. Professional coaching is one of the most effective andragogies. What is andragogy? Andragogy is how adults learn and develop themselves. So the coaching as an intervention, as a development intervention, is very unique. It is process oriented, it is transformative, and it is based on human-centered approach. It is a one-to-one intense conversation between a coach and coachee. And it's a magic you have to experience. Whatever time I will take, I will not be in a position to explain you the importance and the magic of coaching. You have to experience it, either as a coach or coachee. Once you experience it, you will understand that is what exactly I'm talking, how magical it is, how effective it is, how impacting it is. So to put simply, coaching is a process that aims to maximize the potential, that is improve performance, get results, maximize the true potential of a being. Who is the being here? Your client. So in coaching, what precisely happens? You exploit the potential, true potential of your client. So for which the client has to first make aware of that particular potential. So coaching necessarily starts with self-awareness. And with that particular self-awareness, with that particular maximization of the potential, you improve your performance, your client improves the performance and get the results what they are looking for. The coach focuses on here and now, not about the past. So there are a variety of the interventions. There is a mentoring, there is a consultancy, there is a counseling, there is a therapy. I'm not going to explain you other intervention. I'm only going to focus my, say, discussion on the coaching. So how coaching differs from the other interventions? Every intervention has a merit. Depending upon the case, there is an application of every intervention. Even the teaching is necessary. For the children, you have to teach. But for the adults, coaching is the most effective intervention. Why? Because in coaching, the coach and coachee is a client, coachee is the other person who approaches coach for coaching. That is called as coachee. So we work as a partners. The coach doesn't sit at a higher pedestal. Coach is not a guru. Coach doesn't have to be expert in the domain of the client. What coach does? Coach follows a coaching process that you will learn in coaching education. And when the coach follows the coaching process, there are some competencies what coach need to have. Those competencies also get developed during the coaching education. So you learn coaching process, you develop those competencies, enabling you to conduct a coaching session to maximize the client potential by focusing on the present situation and
How are you, ma'am? Good. How are you? और जी फोन कर रही थी मैं उधर, मैंने ना उसके बेटे के उधर किया ना, तो मेरे को लग रहा था वही बोला कॉल पे।
Okay. And the process, once you learn, you apply that process for each and every coaching assignment, coaching session. So it is simple. It is not a complicated process, right? It is not like engineering or medical where you have to spend enormous amount of time, energy. You need to have that kind of mindset, right? So the coaching process and the coach competencies are related to the life skills. So any sane human being can become an effective coach provided that person undergoes a systematic education. So this is coaching for you. Now, let us see what is so special about coaching. Why we are conducting a webinar like this on a coaching means, of course, we are doing it for the last 2 years and more than 10,000 people have got benefit from these webinars. So what is so special about coaching industry? Why and how much it is growing? What is the demand supply equation in the coaching industry? Let us see that. And these are all figures, right, from the published data of ICF and PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers. So market size of coaching industry is $20 billion. And in last few years, it is growing at a rate of 10% plus per annum. According to PwC, the coaching industry is the second fastest growing sector in the world, just after the technology and AI. Worldwide, there are around 550,000 coaches only. In 7.6 billion people, how many are the coaches? 550,000 only. But in that 550,000, formally educated and credential coaches are less than 100,000. Out of these less than 100,000 worldwide, only 5,000 are in India. And worldwide, there are less than 100,000 coaches. I'm talking about educated and credential coaches. So the quantum of the coaches is minuscule. Now, globally, means if you see the first line on the slide, in that less than 100,000 coaches, approximately 50,000, means little more than 50,000 are accredited by ICF, International Coaching Federation, which I will brief you in some time. So out of that particular count of 50K plus who are accredited by ICF, around 30,000 or less than 30,000 are called as ACC coaches, which I will brief you in some time. What is the ACC coach? Less than 20,000 are PCC coaches, that is level 2 coaches. And less than 2,000 are MCC coaches, that is level 3 coaches. So we are talking about a very small number in the world. What is the demand for coaches? Demand for coaches is one coach for every 1,000 people. And in a world of approximately 8 billion population, if you calculate one coach for 1,000, we require 8 million coaches in the world. And against 8 million, how many coaches world has right now? Less than 0.1 million. So there is a huge demand and supply gap. And I have been a thorough corporate professional, global corporate professional in my life. And any one of us who understands economics, understand that where there is a supply and demand gap, you can flourish as a supplier in that particular domain, because it is all the game of demand and supply. So there is a huge demand, but there is a scarce supply. That is the beauty of coaching industry. What is the average income of a coach? Again, these are all published data by the ICF. Average income, and also by variety of the market research and management consultants. So the average income of a coach means, average means developed countries, developing countries, underdeveloped countries, all put together, global average income is $50,000 per annum. Of course, means there are many coaches who earn more once you specialize and once you become more experienced. But it is not only about the income. It is about joining the profession or being a professional in a domain of wise, futuristic, and meaningful profession. So the coaching in it itself is a wise, futuristic, and meaningful profession. Why futuristic? Because in artificial intelligence world, in machine learning world, in the modern world, it is the human emotions and the emotional intelligence that is going to play a major role. COVID has shown us the importance of the mental wellness. COVID has taught us many aspects of the life. Now many corporates are now hiring coaches to contribute to the life of their employees. So the trend is now increasing, the trend of mental wellness, the trend of considering the employees not only as a resource, but adding value to the well-being of the employees is now on the rise. So the coaching per se is a very wise, futuristic, and meaningful profession. So why become a coach? So all of us know the Maslow's need hierarchy: physiological needs, safety, love, esteem, and self-actualization. So in Indian Vedic wisdom, in Vedas, this hierarchy is at the bottom level. It is calm, pleasures of life, the basics of life. Then it is earth, that is material wealth. And then it is dharma, which is social responsibility. Your morals, your ethics, the way you behave in society, the way you contribute to the society is called as dharma. And finally, it is moksha, which is self-realization. So if I compare Maslow's hierarchy with the Indian Vedic wisdom, the self-actualization of the Maslow's hierarchy can be compared with the self-realization of Indian Vedic wisdom. And the self-realization is not only realizing your own true nature, who you are, your strengths, your values, your purpose of life, but also helping others in doing theirs. As a coach, you do it. As a coach, you not only realize your true potential, but you enable others to realize and maximize their true potential. This is why you have to become a coach. The money, the fame, and the respect is all secondary. So there are a variety of the important aspects. So the coaching education makes you a better version of yourself. Full stop. Coach, when you become a coach, it is a career cushioning for you. And it has happened with me. Means whatever I am talking, I have experienced it. Means I am not talking from the book knowledge. This is my life experience. I have become coach in year 2014. And after becoming coach, my perspective towards life change, my perspective towards my career change, that all issues of the job security and the financial security went away. So when you become a coach, it is a great career cushioning for you. Even if something will happen, which will not happen, because when you become a coach, of course, you enhance your leadership skills and the organization will want you. But in some rare case, if something will happen, there is a cushioning available to you in the way of coaching practice. It's a great risk management for your career, especially in the coming 2-3 years period when the entire world will go into a recession or a mild depression. You being a coach will help you greatly in taking that shock of recession and maintaining your income even during the tough period. I'm not saying every one of us will have the tough period, but if few of us will face as a professional, as a business people, some impact on our sales, on our growth, on our profitability, being a coach will compensate for that. How? Not only through the income of a coach, but also you thinking differently, working more effectively. So it is not only about the additional income, but it is also doing everything what you do in a much better and effective way. When I became coach, before becoming coach in 2014, I was head of the department for the last many years. After becoming coach, in next 5 years, I got 4 promotions in a very large global multinational company. Why? Because the approach changed, the leadership style changed. So once you become a coach, it absolutely impacts your career growth positively. I have experienced it, and it is not only my experience. Many of my coach friends have experienced that. It necessarily enhances your life and leadership skill. Of course, it depends on the contents of the coaching education. So, in my opinion, the coaching education content must include life and leadership skills and not only coaching process and coaching practice. So, when you undergo a holistic, real, right coaching education, it necessarily enhances your life and leadership skill. Of course, when you become a global level professional coach, it is about social recognition. You contribute to the society, you make a positive social impact. And the income is the last point. Of course, you charge fee as a coach. So with this, I just want, okay, so Rishabh, can you please start the poll number 2?
Sure, sir. I've launched the poll number 2, everyone.
So from the variety of the aspect, you can choose only one aspect. Of course, all aspects are important. I'm not saying only one aspect. But what is the most important aspect you are feeling? That is what, okay, this is what the most promising aspect of becoming a coach. So I'm just looking for a survey, that is, what is the lookout of the majority of you?
Right, so 10 more seconds for poll. I do see 4 or 5 people who still not answered. It would be nice if we can clock in your answers as well. And end. So we see that about 36% of the people here are looking for flourishing relationships and a meaningful and a fulfilled life. About 28% of the people here are looking for career growth and enhancing leadership skills. About 14% of the people here are looking for independent parallel source of income, respectful income, and about 22% are looking for social contribution and impact.
Great. So thank you. So I'm getting the idea of what you are looking for. So the ICF is the world's largest governing and credentialing organization for professionally educated coaches. Master My Life is a group of now 4 companies: Master My Life EQ Education India, MML USA Coaching LLC, Me and Life Coaching LLP, and Master My Life Foundation. Master My Life Foundation is a not-for-profit organization of MML Group. Me and Life is active into coaching services, not coaching education, but actually executive coaching, business coaching, relationship coaching. And we give opportunity for our own trained coaches to be part of Me and Life. We give them the assignments. And then the Master My Life, which has 2 companies, one in India and one in United States. So we are not only into the coaching education, but also we are into the master degree programs and the other educational programs, and we have variety of the collaborations across the globe. We are the creators of the world's first master degree, postgraduate university certified master degree in emotional intelligence and life coaching. And all of our education program and the certification program necessarily infuse life and leadership skill. That is our forte. Forte of Master My Life is infusing life wisdom into education. So we have got the highest level of the accreditation from the ICF, approval from the ICF, which is called as ACTP, which is a level 2, wherein you can directly become a PCC level coach, which I will explain you after some time. So we have all kinds of accreditations and the approvals from the ICF for the variety of the levels and the types of education. So what are the coach levels in professional coaching? Like in the coaching industry, I explained you, there are less than 30,000 ACC coaches, less than 20,000 PCC coaches, and less than 2,000 MCC coaches in the entire world, right? So when you take ACSTH or level 1 coaching education, you can opt for ICF ACC level credential. So I understand that 3% of you here, right, are say ACC coaches. So you already know it. Few of you already know it. So it is the entry level in the coaching domain. The next level, the level 2, you have to go for the ACTP education. The preferred way is ACTP. And then you can opt for directly, without becoming ACC, you can directly become a level 2 professionally certified coach, which is a higher level of a coach. And of course, your income and your stature and your competence is better when you become a PCC coach. And the level 3 is a master level coach, but for which first you have to become a PCC coach. Since this is a introduction to the coaching webinar, I understand that most of you are either non-coaches, that is around 70% of you, 67% of you are non-coaches, and the 18% of you are coaches, but not the professional coaches accredited by ICF and all that. You are either agile coach or you are using coaching methodology in your personal and professional life, right? So only small percentage of you are coaches. So that is the reason I will not talk about the MCC coach right now. Why? Because for which first you have to become a PCC coach. So right now, let us focus our attention on how to become ACC coach and PCC coach. So ACC coach means minimum 60 hours of coaching education and 100 hours of coaching practice. PCC coach means minimum 125 hours of coaching education and minimum 500 hours of coaching practice. And MCC right now, I'm not going to talk. So there are two ways to rise in the ladder or in the levels of the coaches. First you become ACC coach, entry level coach, and after a few years, you become a PCC coach. But there is a shortcut, but I don't want to call it as a shortcut. There is a smart way. There is a smart way of directly becoming a PCC level coach. Without even opting for the ACC coach, you can directly go to the level 2, for which you have to do the ACTP program, the level 2 coaching education, wherein at a stretch you complete a coaching education of more than 125 hours, including minimum 10 hours of mentor coaching. After that, you accumulate 500 hours of the coaching practice hours and you directly apply to the ICF for the PCC credentials and directly become PCC coach. It is the most time efficient and most frugal way, cost effective way of becoming a professional coach. When you go from ACC to PCC, every time you have to spend money, invest money, right? First in ACC education, then in ACC credential, then in PCC education, then in PCC mentor coaching, and then for the PCC credentials. And of course, it takes a lot more time. But when you go for the ACTP or level 2 accredited institute education, you directly go through the PCC level education, complete the minimum 10 hours of PCC level mentor coaching, do your coaching practice and directly apply to the ICF for the PCC level. This is what I recommend to all who want to become coaches. How much time it takes for the coaching education at a PCC level? Around 6 months. And after that, 500 hours of the coaching practice. But of course, it is not easy for anyone to complete the 500 hours of coaching practice. It requires support. So, which I will come to you after some time. So, what is the journey of a coach? If any one of you wants to become a professional coach, global level, internationally accredited professional coach, what exactly you do? Stage 1, coaching education. You do the coaching education, including the practicum. Practicum is practical skill development, including mentor coaching. So this is what first you do. 6 months, 7 months, 8 months time, you first do it. Why this much time is required? Why not only a 1 month, 2 month program? There are some programs in the world who are of a lesser duration. So they will teach you continuously for 2-3 weeks, full days. That is not the right way, unfortunately. Because the self-transformation requires time. Learning requires time. You have to develop the skills and the competencies. It is not only about the theory and the knowledge, right? You have to experiment with what you are learning. You have to develop yourself during that particular period, for which the minimum recommended time is 6 months. Minimum, I am saying. More is welcome, less is not welcome. So first you do it, stage 1. 6 to 8 months time, you invest into the coaching education and the mentor coaching. Then stage 2, you get the certificate. You start your coaching practice. In 8-9 months of the time, you start actually your coaching practice. And you accumulate 500 hours of your coaching practice. You start your coaching business. You record your coaching hours, and then in stage 3, you apply to the ICF for credentials. Which credentials? Not ACC, directly PCC. But if any one of you wants to go into the phases, okay, since I will take more time to complete 500 hours, let me first complete 100 hours and apply to the ICF for ACC. No problem. You complete your 100 hours, apply to the ICF for ACC. Parallelly, you complete your total 500 hours, 100 plus 400 hours, and then you apply for the PCC. That is also all right. But when can you do it? Provided you already have completed the PCC level education and the mentor coaching. This is the reason. What coaching education you should choose? Should be at a PCC level education? Should be at a ACTP level education? Should be at a level 2 education, which gives you flexibility to either directly become a PCC coach or first become ACC coach and then PCC coach. Many people don't know it, right? So in fact, right, many coaches also don't know it when they start their coaching education journey. And in stage 3, you apply to the ICF online and you pass one credentialing exam. And then ICF gives you additional certificate of ACC or PCC coach. So you will, as a coach, you will have the 2 certifications. One is the coaching education certification, endorsing you as a professional coach, allowing you to start your professional coaching practice. That happens within, say, 7, 8, 9 months time after you taking decision to start your coaching education. Then you start your coaching practice. Afterwards, you apply to the ICF for the credential, and then the ICF gives you another badge, another certificate, calling you as either ACC or PCC coach. So this is the journey of becoming a coach. There are 3 stages in this particular journey. But from the stage number 1 itself, you professionally become a coach and start earning. The stage 2 and stage 3 are icing on the cake. They are not the cake. The cake is the stage 1. So since few of you are the ACC coaches, I'm going to take a now break, and I would like few of the coaches here to reflect and share. And of course, I'm going to give the opportunity to say non-coaches as well. But right now, my focus is on importance of becoming a PCC coach. Your probability of success and the income potential increases drastically when you become a PCC coach. I'm not undermining ACC coach. I'm not even undermining non-coaches. There are great people who, without these kind of certifications, are doing a great work. Sadhguru doesn't require coaching education certification. Sri Ravi Shankar doesn't require coaching certification. They are great gurus. They have extraordinary life and leadership skills. So we are not talking about extraordinary people. We are talking about the normal people. In normal people, if there are 2 options, ACC level coach and PCC level coach, I highly recommend you to directly become a PCC coach, making you more competent, more successful, and more impactful. So with this, I want 2 of the ACC coaches or certified coaches. So either you must have completed some kind of coaching education, or you must be ACC coach. So few of you can raise hand. 2 of you, just for the paucity of the time, because we can't take too many people, means we are still at a 50% of the webinar. So the 2 of you can share. So what is your understanding, right? So is this resonating with you? What is your experience? But that sharing, I just request you to do it in 1 to 2 minutes. So be crisp when you talk, because if you start explaining everything, then the time management will be the issue. So I'm just allowing you to unmute yourself first, but wait, first I have to see who is raising the hand. So who wants to share? Means if you are already a certified coach or a ACC coach, would you like to share your experience or whatever I'm saying? What is resonating with you? What is not resonating with you? You can just share. And you have to raise hand for that. Then only I can call you to share, right? No one wants to share? Okay.
So, Hemant sir, before we move forward towards the other portion of the presentation, I think our participants, our attendees would really take a lot of insights from your personal experience of becoming a coach. You touched upon how coaching helped you grow yourself, but I think the challenges that you faced would kind of resonate with them and where they are in their journeys right now. So I would request you to please share your experience as well.
Yeah. So I'm an engineer and MBA. And most of my career, especially at the start, first 10, 15 years of my career, I was associated with sales, marketing, application engineering, and business development functions. So I became a head of the department, head of the marketing and business development after 4 years of my career experience. So I engineer, MBA, and within 4 years, I became the head of the department. But I stayed as a head of the department. Of course, the designation changed. Manager, senior manager, AGM, DGM. But basically what? Same function. I'm heading the function, right? But only the my designation changed. For how many years? For next 11 years. And then I joined one German multinational company, and they wanted to develop me for the next role, which is beyond head of department. And they sent me for the coaching. And the coach was specialized in emotional intelligence coaching. And I underwent a coaching for about 9 months because you have to meet once a week or once a fortnight. So the coaching is not a daily exercise because you also need time. After the coaching of say 9 months coaching, such a transformation happened in me that, as I told you, that is in next 5 years time, I got 4 promotions. I first became the key account management head. Then I became the business unit head. Then I became the business division head. Then I got the global responsibilities. So this happened in just 4 to 5 years of time. So such an impact coaching had on me. So I decided to myself become a coach. And in year 2014, I became a ACC level coach. So I first completed ACC education because at that time, no one was there to guide me. So I thought that, okay, minimum 60 hours. Okay, very easy. In 2 months time, I completed that particular education. I become ACC level, SCHTH level 1 coach. But when I became that particular coach, I realized that I'm not still confident in developing my business, in promoting myself. And I was not feeling very, in spite of my global exposure, right? I was not still very confident in launching my own venture in coaching. And then I checked with variety of the experienced coaches, professional coaches, PCC, MCC level coaches who are practicing for 10, 15 years. When I checked with them, then they said, no, as a coach, you have to know this things also additionally. And then I did that over the next 2 years period, right? Emotional intelligence and some kind of psychology, NLP, and the few other things. And after that particular, say, period, gestation period and the learning period, I got confidence and I started my coaching venture in 2016. So these 2.5 years of struggle and undergoing many certifications and educational programs taught me that there is no holistic coaching education program available, and people are struggling like me, and we have to do so many things and there is no one to guide us. That made us to decide my entry into the education domain. Of course, this was one of the reasons. There were some other reasons as well, because education as an industry is a very high potential industry. So there were a variety of the reasons, but one of the reasons is my own struggle and non-availability of a comprehensive holistic program infusing life and leadership wisdom. So I propose this kind of very high level program to the University of Mumbai, and they welcome. And then in year 2017, we launched Masters in Emotional Intelligence and Life Coaching, which has a variety of the specialization like executive coaching, business coaching, life coaching, and all that. And this degree became successful. And then COVID happened. And also we were getting feedback from the people that is, yes, so the investment of the 2 years is a bit difficult for many experienced professionals. So we had no other option but to venture into the certification program. But while venturing into the certification program, we wanted our program to be as near to our master degree as possible, as holistic and as comprehensive as possible. So we took all the essence from our master degree program and we developed a 6 months very holistic, comprehensive program, after which you don't have to do any additional certification. Emotional intelligence, neuroscience, NLP, positive psychology, spiritual intelligence, group coaching, essence. I'm not saying 100% detail, but the essence, the application in personal and professional life and coaching is already covered in our program. Apart from coaching process, ICF 8 core competencies, PCC markers, and the variety of the coaching models. Of course, they have to be there in the coaching education. But additionally, we have 7 additional domains of the knowledge integrated into our program, including DISC, behavioral intelligence, and everything. So my own struggle as a coach taught me and inspired me to come up with a very holistic coaching education program, which is called as Global Coach Certification Program, accredited by ICF as a PCC level, direct entry to the PCC, called as ACTP level 2 coaching education program. So whatever I am talking to you and why I am conducting these webinars, not for the sales, because for that we don't have to conduct this webinar, right? We already have the leads through our campaigns and my marketing team can directly talk to the people and they will take the admission. For this webinar is not required. I'm conducting this particular webinar because I want people to take informed decision. Whether you take admission at Master My Life or at any other institute, please take admission to the right coaching education program, enabling you to save time and money. So this is my objective, and this is the reason for the last 2 years we have conducted umpteen number of these kind of webinars, benefiting more than 10,000 coach aspirants. So
thank you so much for sharing your experience. I'm sure that a lot of students relate to that. And thank you so much for giving that quick insight into our program as well, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about now, right? What is that checklist that people can follow for selecting the best education provider out there?
Yeah. So what exactly to look for in a coaching education provider if you are a coach aspirant? So number one, whether the education is of a level 2 ACTP is important. Why? Because only that will allow you to directly become a PCC level coach, and it will save you time and money. What is the curriculum of the program? Are the important life skills integrated into the program? Otherwise, what will happen? You will complete the program and afterwards you have to do more education, additional certification. Not necessary. directly take admission to a very comprehensive holistic program and conduct one program, do the practice and serve society. So what is the content? What is the syllabi? What are the number of accredited training hours? ICF allows maximum 175 hours. Minimum are 125, but maximum, there is a range. What is the range of a PCC level education? Minimum 125 hours, maximum 175 hours. So if one coaching education provider is providing you only 125 hours, it is all right. You will get the certificate, you will get the credential, but the education is only 125 hours and another coaching education provider is offering you 175 hours, right? So you are getting more value. So look for maximum number of up to 175 hours of accredited training hours. Then what is the structure of the program? How the program is taking care of the practical skill development? How many observed coaching sessions are there? How the program is actually developing coach competencies? See, in the world of the Google, you go to the ICF website and you will understand there are 8 core competencies and all that. And there are 37 PCC markers and all that, right? That is not important. How to develop that competency? So what is the content and the androgyny within the program enabling you to develop those competencies? Is institute offering you support for the coaching call recording assessments? Right. So these are big technical points, but yes, you have to look for that. Is there only 1 or 2 faculty taking the entire program, or there is a diversity within the faculty? Because you are going to become a global coach. Today, it's an online world. More than 80% of the coaching every coach will be online. So the world is the market. Your country is not only your market. So what is the diversity of the faculty? That coaching educator. I'm not saying only Master My Life. Any coaching educator. You check this particular point, then take a decision. What are their qualifications and the experience as a coach? Not experience only as a professional. How many years of coaching experience they are having? PCC level, MCC level. And the most important is what is the support ecosystem the institute is providing to you. Just coaching education is not sufficient. Coaching education is stage 1. Stage 1 is coaching education. What is stage 2? Stage 2 is coaching practice. What is stage 3? It is credentials, right? So if you don't get this particular support for the coaching practice and the coaching business, how you will get credential and how you will become a successful coach, right? So what is the ecosystem that coaching education provider is providing you so that you are in a position to complete your coaching practice, launch your coaching venture successfully and get your credentials, right? So that the most important is the support ecosystem. So with this now, I will now go to the MSR. So the MSR is the trademark success roadmap developed by Master My Life through our again experience. This all comes with experience. ICF doesn't tell us that is okay, you have to do this. But if we don't do this, we know that people are going to struggle, right? So to help aspiring coaches, we have developed a success roadmap called as Master My Life Success Roadmap, MSR. What exactly happens here? So when you get connected with Master My Life, first we help you to discover yourself. This is our contribution. Whether you take admission, not admission, it is all secondary. We help you discover yourself. Your behavioral profile test, your life purpose and direction test gets conducted and the result gets explained to you. The clarity coach discusses with you till the time you are clear, without any commitment from your side, because our mission and vision is not only business. We are here to contribute to the world by developing competent, successful, and contributing coaches. Parallelly, you can also attend some of our sessions, which are called as master classes on emotional intelligence, NLP, positive psychology, neuroscience, group coaching, spiritual intelligence. There are a variety of the master classes we conduct on a monthly basis. As a guest, you can attend that free of cost. If you are our lead, if you are already in touch with the Mastermind Live, you can attend those particular master classes. And then this kind of introduction event you can attend. If you want to attend it multiple times, that is also all right. Why? Because it is not necessarily that first time you will understand everything, right? Maybe second time you will understand it. First time you will have some questions. When you attend the second time, you can discuss with me, you can ask me questions. So this is what is the discover phase of MSR. And now we help you in growing. How we help you in growing? By coaching education, by developing your life and leadership skills, by helping you decide on your coaching specialization. You will undergo 12 plus observed coaching sessions where an assessor, where an experienced coach will actually observe you personally coaching other person and will guide you on your strengths and improvement areas. So this is your growth phase during the coaching education at MSR. And then we will build you as a coach, as a competent and successful coach. How? We will help you in completing your 500 hours of coaching practice to apply to the ICF for credentialing, for which we have a global level coaching circle called as YML CNC, You, Me and Life Coaching Mastery Consortium. You will become a part of this global coaching circle, enabling you to complete your 500 hours of coaching practice and get ICF credentials. We will help you in developing your personal brand. We will help you in building your website, start your client acquisition. And finally, we can collaborate with few of you, wherein we can give you revenue share based assignment from our another company, You, Me and Life Coaching LLP. Few of you can become assessors, can become faculty at our own program. And at the end, when you will prove your mettle, you can be impaneled as a professional coach on our You, Me and Life Coaching Hub, wherein there are many corporates who are partners with us for their coaching requirements. So this is how we collaborate. So it is not only the coaching education ecosystem, it is an ecosystem which shall make competent, successful and contributing coaches. And we are there with you through this entire journey from the discovery till collaboration. So this is MSR. So like a river has many bends and it goes through a journey, you will also go through this particular journey and finally you will merge into a sea of competent, successful and contributing coaches. So this is MSR for you. So that anyone has any question or reflection on MSR? So please show your hands so that I understand. Is there any question from anyone? Question or reflection? Because after that, practically, we will complete the session. Because I really want this particular session to be a bit interactive. So what exactly are your feelings? What is your learning? What is your reflection? Do you have any specific question?
I have one question. My name is Shilpi. I just wanted to understand 500 hours looks like a humongous time to me, considering that I'm on a full-time job already. So how do you think we or anybody who's professionally also working somewhere else will be able to manage this? I understand that you get all the support from the institute, but still, the time has to be given by the individual.
Yes. So basically what our learners are doing right now, depending upon the learner, they are taking minimum 6 months to maximum 18 months time to complete the 500 hours. So this is the range. What is the range to complete 500 hours? Minimum 6 months. If you are already having the coaching opportunities in your organization, then it becomes very fast. But if you don't have the coaching opportunities in the organization you are working, then we are having this YML CMC Global Coaching Circle, wherein we pair with you with another coach and you coach in a round robin way. I coach you, you coach another person coaches me, right? That is allowed by ICF under the paid coaching because it is like a barter. So I pay you X amount, you pay another person X amount, and then another person again pays me X amount. So this barter trade coaching is allowed as a paid coaching, and we have already hundreds of the coaches. So you can go for the multiple pairs, and for which how much time you have to spare? Of course, you have to be having a calendar that is okay each week, right? On these 2 days, I'm going to invest 2 hours into the coaching. So the 4 hours per week, something like that. That discipline, if you have, making the coaching available, guiding you to complete that particular coaching hours, and also helping you in enhancing your coaching effectiveness is all taken care by you, me, and life coaching mastery consulting. So that ecosystem we are having. But as you rightly said, that investment of minimum 4 hours per week is what you have to do.
And you look at maybe a minimum of 4 hours per week, which is
yeah. So I'm talking about minimum, right? So this 4 hours is minimum. So
right.
You have to complete, say, 500 hours in 1 year, right? Then it has to be more. But it is not necessary that you must get the credentials in, say, 1 year, 1.5 years. No. For example, there are many coaches who are not credentials. They are certified coaches, but they are doing a very good business. So it is not about you getting credentials. Credentials is the additional credibility you get when you complete those particular hours. So during this particular journey, you start working as a coach. You start enhancing your personal life effectiveness, professional life effectiveness, career growth, as well as parallel source of income. So it is not necessary that it depends on you. Some of you can take 3 years time. I mean, there are many agile coaches, right? So that these agile coaches are already having coaching opportunities in their organization. They complete 500 hours in 6 months time. Why? Because they also credit their hours during the coaching education. So during the coaching education, they are already working as a agile coach in their organization. So considering that after the coaching education, within 6 months, they are in a position to complete 500 hours. But if you ask me, what is the realistic time to complete your 500 hours? My answer is 1.5 years. This is my answer. But some people do it earlier than it.
Is there an expiry date for the certification?
Absolutely no. This is lifetime certificate. And you don't have to pay us any membership fee or something like that to retain your certificate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Anthony. I'm based off of Dallas, Texas. Just a quick question for someone that, you're just aspiring to be a coach. So what advice or suggestions would you give to that person in starting with, the ICF certifications? I don't know if I missed it, that you can either come in through PCC or ACC. So for someone that doesn't have an experience, what would be your advice?
Exactly. So although I have covered it, good that you asked that, because this is a very important point which I want to drive. So few of you might find it repetitive, but to answer Anthony very clearly, let me clarify it once again. Any one of you who do not have any experience in coaching, who do not know coaching, ICF, MML, or any kind of coaching institution, what is my recommendation? And this recommendation is, I am the authority in this particular domain, right? I am the creator, designer, manager of the master degree level education in coaching, right? So whatever I am saying is with a lot of responsibility, right? So what is my recommendation? Join a coaching education institute, which is ACTP or level 2 accredited, not only ACSTH level 1, ACC level. Go for the PCC level institute, go for ACTP level institute, go for level 2 accredited institute. This is the recommendation, advice number 1. Advice number 2, do not go for the ACC level education. Directly go for PCC level education. Why? Because you have to first have the right habit. Means it should not happen that with the wrong habit, you are forming that wrong habit, and then afterwards you learn something more, and then changing that habit becomes difficult to you. Again, this is a very practical advice I am doing. Directly go for PCC level education. From the day one, learn PCC markers and how to coach at a PCC level. So do not break your journey of the coaching education. First do the ACC level education, then do some practice, and then do PCC education. No, directly complete your PCC level education, including mentor coaching. Now, once you complete your PCC level education and you develop the competence equal to the PCC level professional coach level, now I come to the question what Shilpi Tandon has asked me. Now you have 2 options. Either you first complete your 100 hours and go for ACC credentials, practical, because for the 100 hours, definitely you can complete 100 hours in say 6 months time without much struggle, with the support of the institute like MML, right? Without the support, even 100 hours is difficult. With the support, 100 hours should not take more than 6 months time. You first go for the ACC credential. You are a PCC level coach. Only credential you are applying for the ACC level because of the number of hours of practice. And once you complete 500 hours with the same education certificate, you apply to the PCC level education. So this flexibility you get when you complete the PCC level education. You don't get this flexibility when you complete only ACC level education, because you first complete the ACC level education, then you complete your 100 hours of practice. Then again you have to take admission to the another program at a PCC level, complete that thing, again do for the mentor coaching, and again apply to the ICF. And when in this break journey, when you apply to the ICF, you have to submit your 2 coaching call recordings to the ICF, and it is the authority of the ICF to approve or disapprove. But in case of ACTP level institute, it is the institute who will approve your coaching call recording. So getting credential from the ICF is the easiest. It is actually the formality when you complete your level 2 ACTP level education, because you don't have to submit any coaching call recording to the ICF, and you get your credentials in 4 weeks time. But if you don't do ACTP level, PCC level, level 2 education, then your credential will take minimum 16 weeks time. Only after application, it will take minimum 16 weeks time for you to get either ACC or PCC level credential. So there are a variety of the benefits. The benefit of money, the benefit of the time, the benefit of the credibility, the benefit of the competence level, the benefit of potential of getting coaching assignments and becoming successful between ACC and PCC. So my direct advice to everyone is to directly go for the PCC level education in ICF ACTP level 2 accredited coaching institute, and that coaching institute must be at a global level, must be having a diverse faculty, because you are becoming international coach and not a coach for your city, right? It's a online coaching. So you need that particular diverse exposure, and that institute must support you in completing these 100 or 500 practice hours, because completing 500 hours of practice is not a joke. It requires a great amount of support. It requires the processes. It requires variety of the system wherein the institute can help you. So this is my advice to you. So the Anthony, am I clear? If you have any supplementary question, please ask, because whatever you are asking will benefit everyone.
All right. Thank you so much. So if you want to register, how do you get started?
So, Rishabh, can you explain him the process?
Yes. So Anthony, what I would suggest is in just 2 slides, we will be sending out one form. So the name of the form is intent form. What this form, and not just for the benefit of Anthony, for all the participants, all the attendees here, this form.
We are not able to hear you.
Gives us the opportunity of connecting. Can you hear me?
So in short, what Rishabh is saying, in few minutes, we are going to release one form. In that form, you can register your intent and the clarity coach will connect with you. So you have to just mention your intent in the form and clarity coach will connect with you, Anthony. Is this all right, Anthony?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes. Srinivas, please go ahead.
Yeah, good day. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you.
I just had a quick query. I live and work in a country called Papua New Guinea. I just wanted to understand a bit more about how the delivery of the training happens. Even I know it will be online,
yes,
but what are the timings like, and is there any face-to-face sessions, or how does it all work?
Yes, yes. So the perfect question which will help everyone. So thank you for asking it, Srinivas. And I'm just let me share the screen first.
I believe someone else has asked the same question via messages as well.
Achha, good, good. Thank you. So what is the program of this Global Coach Certification Program? Duration is 24 weeks, including group mentor coaching. So this details you will understand a bit later. So there are multiple cohorts because we are a global organization. Our presence is in 18 countries. So the cohort 1 is called as India Evening Batch, which is India time 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. twice a week session, 2 hours per session, twice a week. What is the time? India time 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., which in North America is early morning time. Then there is a cohort 2, which is India early morning 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., which is the evening time in North America. So these 2 timings have been designed in such a way that we are practically covering 80% plus world population with these 2 timings. And the batch is starting on the 7th of February. So you have an ample time to understand, think, discuss with the people, explore, compare, and then take informed decision. And the batch is starting from the 7th of February. If you are already a ACC coach and want to become a PCC coach, and you want to only complete the PCC education, then the batch is starting on the 24th of February. The education what you will get is 175 hours. Out of which 128 hours is coaching education, which is synchronous. What is synchronous education? Live faculty will talk like this. Right now, 95% of the talking is done by me. But in the class, this will not happen because right now I am just sharing information. The classes are more interactive in nature. Right, so we have a very adult-oriented andragogy wherein we exploit the potential of our own students. Right, so it is a peer-to-peer learning as well as teaching, as well as coaching, as well as mentoring during this particular synchronous live classes. All classes will happen on a Zoom platform. 2 hours per class, and how many hours per week? 4 hours per week, because there are 2 sessions per week. So total 175 hours of education, out of which 47 hours is practicum. Practicum means 100% focus on only skill development. In 128 hours of coaching education, the focus is on concept, theories, as well as skill development. Additionally, total 47 hours of only skill development. Curriculum is spread over 6 months, and each month we cover one module. Andragogy is Indian Vedic wisdom based, adult learning based, interactive, we have more than 30 international faculties impaneled from every country. You name the country, of course, if there is in a smaller country, we may not have, but in all major countries, we have our faculties, right? So in all continents, we have country representatives and the faculties, and depending upon the composition of the batch, for example, the batch has, say, 5 learners from the North America. Definitely there will be mentor coach and the faculty from the North America. Australia, right? So we see the composition of the batch, and depending upon that composition of the batch, we see that those countries' faculties also teach you, mentor you, so that you get that particular exposure as well. But it is always multicultural exposure, right? So you will always get exposure of more than 3 continents, more than 3 cultures during this particular program. So each month has a very specific purpose. The first month will make you knowledgeable at a practical level, not only at a conceptual level in coaching process. Next month is all about 8 core coach competency development, right? Listening and maintaining presence and means coaching mindset and ethics, everything is covered in month 2 with the practical exercises wherein you start developing the competencies. I'm not saying only in month 2 you will develop. No, in entire program, you will develop the competencies, but the initiation will happen in month 2. Month 3 is all about who am I? Self-discovery, who you truly are. What is your real nature, your strengths, your values, your behavioral pattern, your belief system? Do you have any limiting beliefs? How to overcome them? Everything is covered in the month 3, including emotional intelligence, conversational intelligence, and spiritual intelligence. Month 4 is all about coaching skills. It is not only you developing coaching skills, but you should be in a position to assess the coaching call of the other person like an assessor. So when you become a teacher, of course you learn, right? So you develop the practical coaching skills. Month 5 is about coaching mastery. You decide your specialization domain, whether you want to become executive coach, career coach, leadership coach, entrepreneurship coach, business coach, relationship coach, life coach, marital coach, child and adolescent coach, that you finalize, and there are separate classes for each specialization domain. And finally, the month 6 is all about coaching business, how you develop your personal brand, how you market yourself on social media, how you acquire clients, how you establish your credibility as a coach in the global arena is what the month 6 is about. And post 6th month, there is a individual mentor coaching. So this is the structure of the program. And before this intent form link, I just want to show you our say global network. Yeah. So I'm the founder director of the organization, the designer of the program. Ashwin is taking care of the communication, marketing, branding. Meghna is MCC coach. She is our director coaching education. Pooja heads our program management. She is a journey success coach. So she will personally discuss with each and every learner each and every month. So it is not only about the questions and answers, but it is about that connect. That is how you are coping up. What is your personal needs will be understood, and we will aim to meet those expectations. These are few of our mentor coaches. All are having more than 10 years of experience as a coach. And these are our global country representatives. USA being a large region has been divided into 3, Midwest, South and West region, Canada, Scandinavia region, Brazil, Australia, Russia, China, Germany, Hong Kong, France, Cyprus, Greece, UAE, Philippines, right? So these are our faculty coaches, mentor coaches, country representatives, right? So they are also the mentor coaches. So if you belong from that particular region, you can prefer them as your mentor coach, right? So that convenience is available to you during this particular program, right? So with this, I'm just circulating this intent form first, because let us first register your intent. And once you register your intent, I'm just putting this particular form into the chat box, and okay, it is already there. And I So right now what I'm doing, I'm just making this for the host and co-host purposefully. So this is the intent form. So please fill this intent form so that a clarity coach will get in touch with you.
Right. So I'd like to quickly add to the idea of the intent form, everyone. I hope, Hemant sir, you can hear me now.
Yes, better.
Right, perfect. So as you just saw a couple of slides ago, the entire Master My Life Success Roadmap, right? The journey that we take you through from discovering your intent. Just a quick sort of a fun note, we spend on an average about 6 to 8 hours with every single application just to understand the goals of the person at a deeper level and then developing a program, right? So it's not just about one call. Yes, this is what ACC is. Yes, this is what PCC is. And okay, you know what, this is the pricing and you go off. We're not salesmen. We really want to develop journeys for you which are focused towards your success. And we can only do that if we get on a deep rooted conversation with each of you. Now, coming to the intent form, you might not be looking to become a coach immediately. You might be thinking, okay, maybe you know what, I should look at it for 6 months later or 1 year later. Still, connect with us. Let us utilize that time to develop that learning, that exploration journey for you that helps us understand what your goals are and help you understand your goals better and what you can do right. So again, no sales, no selling, no personal agendas. It's just about connecting with you, understanding your goals, and developing your branding for you. So, if you're someone who was looking to immediately become a coach, please do fill the intent form. Or if you're someone who's still not figured it out, that's also okay. Connect with us. I promise you, the time that we spend with you will help you develop an actionable roadmap towards becoming a successful coach. So, just wanted to add that. Thank you.
So just for the time management, Rishabh, parallelly, you can also share the link for the LinkedIn form in next 1 minute time, LinkedIn post. And then once they complete the intent form and LinkedIn link comment, then we will go ahead with the testimonial.
Sure, sir. So can you again give me co-host rights, please?
Achha, oh, okay. You have rejoined. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we have an interesting question in the chat. I think that we can take this time to address it. Shiva asks, is there a makeup class in case a session or two gets missed?
Yes. Actually, I have already answered it. Yes. So all these particular provisions are there. So you can join another batch for that particular session. There are 2 batches always running parallelly. Actually, there are multiple batches running parallelly, right? Because there is a earlier batch, there is a current batch, within current batch, there is a evening batch, there is a morning batch. So you get opportunity to basically join another batch session if you miss any session, point number 1. Point number 2, you get the entire video recording of the session what you have missed. It is uploaded into our learning management system for which you have 24/7 access. So you can go through that particular recording. Apart from that, you get a very comprehensive coach study guide. These are the PDF notes with all the links, all the videos, all the content in it, which you refer. So you have multiple avenues to learn. Right? Learn from the video recording, learn from the videos, learn from the notes, as well as join the session with another batch.
Oh, great. So that's really helpful because that was, something that I really wanted to know. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right. So Hemant sir, I posted the LinkedIn link as well in the chat.
So Rishabh has already posted this particular LinkedIn post link of today's session. We really are the torch bearers of the coaching industry. So we really want all of you to comment on this particular LinkedIn post on your one learning from today's session. What is the realization? What is the learning? What is your takeaway from the today's session? Just click on this particular link, and the Rishabh will post this particular link on our WhatsApp group as well, right? So click on the link and just comment at least one line on this LinkedIn post so that our post will reach masses with your help.
In addition to that, the Global Coach Certification Program, which is the name of the program, right? And the poster of that link that you're just the post that you're saying in front of you through that link, you can also follow that page. It's a page that we run, and we ensure that every week there is updates which are being shared on the world of coaching. So what is ICF doing? What is something new happening in coaching? How do people get coaching assignments for that matter? Some certain subject matter expertise topics that can be shared, which you can learn. So it's a room, it's a page through which you can stay connected with coaching, of course, but at the same time continue to update yourself. What's happening? What's new? What's there? So just a little bit of shout out to our Facebook, our LinkedIn page as well.
So Rishabh, with this parallelly, should we start the testimonial, because we are almost no, we are not almost at the end. I think we have a time, but still we can go ahead with the testimonial first. Yeah.
Sure. So you've heard it from us. You've heard our perspective towards coaching. You've heard our perspective towards how do you select the best coaching program for yourself. But we want you to, of course, have the privilege of hearing from people who've been there and done that, right? So I want to invite one of our cherished family members, our community members, Dr. Simi Rao. She is a part of the batch 2 of 2022 of this year. And she's recently, of course, become an ICF ACC coach. In fact, she's one of the people who, started her journey with an ACC and then upgraded to PCC. Why could she do it? Because she has a benefit of, Mastermind Life being a level 2 ACTP accredited company. So, Dr. Simi, I would request you to unmute yourself and share your experience of the program, your experience of the 6 months with everyone present here from across the world. And yes, Dr. Simi, over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Simi Roy Mishra, and I'm a very privileged member of Mastermind Life family. My journey with MML began last year with multiple conversations with Rishabh. And back then, I was just thinking about being a coach. I did not have a decision in hand. And yet the conversations were such which brought my personality out for me for the first time, in spite of the fact that I'm a doctor and I have studied psychiatry in detail. But the DISC profile analysis, understanding my intent, the purpose of my life, helped me connect the dots. And I also had the wonderful opportunity of attending a lot of master classes for a couple of months. And then finally, I enrolled first for ACC, as Rishabh rightly said. And the most important highlights of MML I would like to share with you all, which will be helpful in case if you plan to proceed with the course. The first thing is the coach study guide. It's a very comprehensive text which has multiple links to wonderful videos and also YouTube videos. Then they have a lot of links which are shared about books which help you gain knowledge. The coach study guide is very comprehensive. Everything that is discussed in class is there. So you can always visit the coach study guide and have a heads up on it. The classes, they are absolutely beautiful. They are very interactive. Every class is so lively that you regret missing it. I saw many of you said that, what if we miss? I have a practice, I have a family, but I would be waiting to attend the class because they are so exciting, and it becomes a passion, to be a part of that learning group. And we all miss classes, we all have commitments. You can always go to LMS, that is the wonderful online access that we have, the learning management system, in which you can see the live recordings that are uploaded once the class is over. Apart from that, you also can, in case if you miss, you can also interact with your batchmates and find out what has happened. The observed coaching sessions that happen are very meaningful. You get so much of clarity about your own life because you put in your situations to a very trained coach, an experienced coach, and that is a time when you understand yourself better. The most amazing part of MML was the transformative phase in the 3rd month. Who am I? We must understand that MML is deeply rooted into Vedic philosophies, the Indian culture, what the knowledge the Vedas have offered. So in that 1 month, that the sessions that happened, they helped me understand who am I. And mind you, even before you coach somebody, you must realize who you are and whether you're coachable yourself. It's only then you can be a good coach. And that session of 1 month, multiple sessions were remarkable. They transformed me as an individual. I unlearned and literally peeled off so many things that I had learned over the last 4 decades of my life. And then the learning as a coach truly began for me. Even now, I'm the part of YML group. MML opens a lot of opportunities to us. So we get a chance to be part of different coaches circles. We interact with a lot of people. And so it is so wonderful that the number of people you come to know, your practice happens, everything falls into place in some time or the other. And then eventually the journey is progressive. So this was my journey, and I'm very happy, proud, and I think I'm blessed to be a part of this family. And my experience was good. It's still a very long journey ahead. I'm yet to get credentialed. It will happen in due time. But yes, there's a lot of hand holding. The entire team is with you. They guide you at every step. Your coaching logs are assessed by them. You get wonderful feedback and continuous improvement happens. So there's a lot of hand holding. There is a good coach study guide. There are, there are multiple ways in which you can access the classes. And the most beautiful thing is not on one day you feel pressurized about it. The journey is to be cherished. It is not a university where the attendance is marked and you are made to realize, oh, you're not here, you're not doing this. It's nothing that way. It's just a beautiful journey which you enjoy each and every day that you enroll and be a part of. So I thank Hemant sir for giving me this opportunity to speak to all of you all and to Rishabh. Thank you very much.
Dr. Simi, thank you so much for sharing that. Dr. Simi is someone who is, I would say, a personification of the perfect MML student. She's done multiple projects with the WHO in her time, and she's currently handling many projects. But at the same time, the humility and humbleness that she has, even after achieving so many things. So that's what we look for. And Dr. Simi, a pleasure is all ours. Thank you so much for sharing the experience with the attendees, and I'm sure that they have got a lot of perspective towards who we are and what we're trying to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you, Hemant sir.
Yeah. So I will now quickly take you through what are the set processes at MML to lead you to become a competent, successful, and contributing international coach. So you have seen in the MSR, the river meets the sea. How the river meets the sea. So the first is coach study guide, as Simi rightly said. It is one of the most cherished document or study material what coaches are having. It is the MML expert curated, comprehensive, editable, PDF notes for each and every chapter and session within the curriculum with all the important links of the articles and MML curated YouTube videos, which you get on the day one of the program, so that you know, right? So what is coming, what they are going to train you during the session. So you have a great opportunity not only to prepare yourself for the session, but after the session also, even after you becoming a professional coach, you can keep utilizing that particular guide. The second is learning management system. 24/7, you get access to all the video recordings of all the sessions and coach study guide and variety of the videos, your assignments, everything. There is a centralized system, learning management system, which you will get from the day one of the program. We have a very systematic buddy coaching system, observed coaching sessions, and the coaching call recording assessment done by ICF certified PCC marker assessors, right? So means we have a say big team to support you on each and every part of your journey, so that you develop your coach competencies, right? The knowing is a small part, right? So we want you to become wise. So how to implement that particular learning is what? So we want to develop your practical skills, coaching skills during this particular 6 months time. So entire andragogy and structure have been designed accordingly. You will get regular feedback feed forward on your areas of the strengths and the improvement during the program. So your improvement happens during the program. We also give you our own design test, what you can utilize for your clients free of cost. Life purpose test, emotional intelligence test, DISC behavioral intelligence test. We offer you 6 additional certificates apart from the global coach certification program, which is ACTP level 2 coaching education certification. Which are those 6 certifications you get? Emotional intelligence coaching, NLP coaching, that is neuro-linguistic programming coaching, positive psychology coaching, spiritual intelligence coaching, neuroscience coaching, group coaching. And we also give you a coach toolkit, which has a variety of the templates, assessment, tests, exercises, what you will utilize during your journey as a professional coach. We also will help you in developing your website in $100 only. A professional, dynamic, mobile-friendly website. We also will help you in giving you a coaching platform in less than $100 per annum. It depends on you whether you want it or not, because it is our supplier. So we have already developed that supplier as per our need. We have already negotiated the prices. It is up to you to avail that service. But we will, I guarantee you that it is the world's best cost what you will get, and that particular platform will have all the features what you need as a coach. So this is how we build and collaborate with you. And then, as Simi was saying, then it is YML CMC, wherein we will help you in completing your 500 hours of coaching practice. We will help you in your credentialing, networking, business development. So it's a collaboration platform among coaches. And there are some corporates who basically share their requirements within that particular forum, enabling you to get clients as well, YML CMC. And of course, after certain time, after you prove your mettle, you can be inducted on YML Coaching Hub, wherein you can get the assignments on a revenue share basis. Right? So, is there any other important part? Right. So now, when I explain you all these features of the GCCP, so polls. Okay, so Rishabh, can you launch poll number 3?
Yes, sir, launching it now. So it's not showing me the option of launching. Yes, launching poll number 3.
So there are so many features, right? So there is a learning convenience, coach study guide, LMS, business support, coaching practice support, credentialing support, international faculties. You will get these diverse faculties from more than 3 continents during your program. So there are so many features. What is the most promising feature as per you?
So everyone, the poll is live. You can start taking the poll and adding in your the ones that you feel make the most sense to you and are more important to you. So we'll keep the poll running for about 30 more seconds. And yes, Hemant sir, we do have many interesting results. About 31% of the people present here like the learning support and convenience of 24/7 LMS and coaching study guide. 38% like the coaching practice and credentialing support through YML CMC. 6% are in favor of the coaching business development support. Again, 6% really like the program structure. And finally, 19% people like the coaching practical skill development focus. So buddy coaching, observed coaching sessions. So yes.
I got the feel of what you are feeling. So now this is the last part of the program. I'm just going to, in 3 minutes, brief you. That is the way, see, I have been working in global companies throughout my life, right? So I only understand systems, methods, processes. So unless we have very robust systems, methods, and the processes, you cannot get best out of any ecosystem. So we help you in clarifying everything on day 1. And that document is called as program configuration document. Every month, even before you start your journey, in month 0, what you have to do, even after completing all the 6 months, after your program, what exactly you have to do, what are the action points, which is your contact point, which is the document you have to refer, which is the link, everything is given to you on day 1 of the program. So this is what you will do before you start your coaching, formal coaching education. During your first month, this is what you will do, right? Everything is at your fingertips. Buddy coaching, how you will do buddy coaching? There is an explanation video, there is a guide, which is the format wherein you will record. Everything is given in a single document. You don't have to run around. So these are the action points of month 1. These are the action points of the month 2. These are the action points of the month 3. Right? Even the important homework is also mentioned. Right? Some samples have been given to you about how that particular homework can be given. We understand that most of you are busy corporate professionals or you are having family responsibilities. Average age of the coaching batch is 40 plus. So we understand that. So we are making things easy for you. Apart from this, you have additional 2 supports, right? So this is next month, right? This is last month. And this is after you completing the coaching education, what you have to do, which ICF portal and the link you have to refer for what, everything is given in a single document. These 10 slides cover your entire journey as a coach during coaching education, before coaching education, after your coaching education. And beyond this, there are two additional supports you are having. One is Journey Success Coach. So that Journey Success Coach on a monthly basis will connect with you, will discuss with you one-to-one how you are faring, what is happening, what additional support you need, right? Everything, whether you have the problem or not, a call will be say 10, 15, 20 minute discussion will happen with you, so that the Journey Success Coach will enable that is, yes, you get the maximum out of this particular program. Apart from this, you will also get one coach mentor from the end of first month of the program. This coach mentor is necessarily GCCP alumni. The person has already completed this entire program and already experienced this entire ecosystem. So he is your senior. So that senior will be there with you as an accountability partner, as a buddy during the next 5-6 months of the program. So any question, any doubt, any ambiguity you are having, right? Apart from the program configuration document, apart from the Journey Success Coach, you have your senior alumni as your partner and buddy during the course of the program. So this is Global Coach Certification Program, GCCP for you. So the forum is open for questions.
Before we move on to questions, I'll again divert people's attention to the intent form that I've just posted in the group. I would reiterate on what I said before. The idea is to help you understand, number one, if coaching is for you. Number two, if coaching is for you, what is the best way that you can move forward? What is the timeline that you should set for yourself? Should you look at immediately? Should you look at after 6 months or 1 year, right? But the discovery session that we do with you, the exploration adds a lot of value to who you are. We spend up to 4 hours out of the 8 hours in understanding specifically what your behavioral profile is, what your values are, what your strengths are. Some of the people who are already in this journey have taken that, and you could probably connect with them post the session as well through the WhatsApp group. Everyone numbers there, and ask them, okay, you know what was, did you actually get that experience out of it? Were you able to find yourself and get aligned more with the goals through that discovery session, through that exploration journey? So I would request you all, not request you all, rather, I would ask you all to experience that at least once with us, right? And the intent form is right there for you to come and say hi and connect with me personally.
Yes, Srinivas, please go ahead.
I have that one question which every student always has. I saw that there is a credentialing exam for us. What is the format for that, and how do we go through that?
So
what does that consist of?
Credential exam you face after 6 months or 1 year of your coaching education, because it is the stage 3. There are 3 stages of becoming a coach. One is the coaching education and the mentor coaching. Afterwards, you get the ICF and MML combined certification of a professional coach. Right, then you complete your 500 hours of coaching practice, and then you apply online to the ICF. At that time, you have to pass the credential exam, and that all the preparation of the credential exam happens during your coaching education. You don't have to separately prepare for that particular exam, and that all information is already given to you during your coaching education.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Any other question? Just raise hand, or you can just unmute yourself and speak. So if there is no question, Rishabh, we can conclude the session. So you can say a few words before we conclude the session.
Sure. Right. So everyone, it's been a pleasure hosting you all. It's been a pleasure to have you all for the final iteration of final session of 2022. I would like to quickly give you the highlights of 2022, given that you've stayed on till the end. I'm sure that you feel that connection with us, right? So I want to share my happiness with you all. 2022 has been a tremendously successful year for us. Thanks to our students, thanks to the learners, thanks to the community, right? We've crossed about 300 plus aspiring coaches who are now coaches who used to be aspiring coaches. Right now, they are either ICF ACC or PCC coaches. We established ourselves in the international market with 20 plus countries, as Hemant sir was talking about. Any country you name, until and unless it's a really small country, we might not be there, but we're definitely in all the major countries of the world. We registered ourselves in USA. All these students who have been a part of the program have seen tremendous growth, not just from a standpoint of becoming a coach, but also in their own personal lives. Right? We've had students who finally experienced peace in their lives. We have students who were stuck in writing a book, and now their books are, Amazon bestsellers. So I want to share this with you, the success that we've had. We will stay connected. You have my number on WhatsApp in the group through which you joined. You have my email. I will share it again in the WhatsApp group as well. In fact, let me send my number here in case someone does not have it. Our doors are always open whenever you want to speak with us, connect. Maybe just you're looking for, getting coached yourself. We'd be happy to help you. So thank you so much for the time today. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And yes, see you all maybe in the next session, which will be January 12th. So if you are interested in saying hi to us again, January 12th is when we'll be meeting again. So yes, everyone, cheers. Have a wonderful weekend, which is almost in 2 days away. And take care.
Thank you.